We grinding with boxing this morning. Be on the lookout for the announcement today or tomorrow from this channel about our new morning show, sports talk show we're going to have coming up. Hopefully everybody supports it as well. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon button to be a member of this community. And the bell icon button will let you know when we go live, when that show goes live. So also PBC today, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, will be announcing their Fox first quarter lineup, January, February, and March lineups to be on regular Fox and FS1, I believe. But Bob Arum, another part of his Sirius XM radio podcast he was doing, shout out to Sirius XM. He said that he offered Mikey Garcia, Terence Crawford fight, and the Vasyl Lomachenko fight, even if Terence Crawford loses, as long as Lomachenko, even if he loses to Terence Crawford, and as long as Vasyl Lomachenko is still winning, he offered him that fight. Basically, you know, any and everybody is trying to talk Mikey Garcia out, still to this day, of fighting Errol Spence, and that's, you know, what Bob Arum is trying to talk to. We'll talk to him and talk through Robert Garcia. Bob Arum is adamant that fight ain't happening. He was adamant the Pacquiao-Broner fight ain't happening. And, you know, that's what he believed. You know what I'm saying? He believes that fight ain't happening between Mikey and Errol because, you know, he's consistently, it sounds like he's consistently trying to talk Mikey Garcia out of that fight through probably his brother Robert Garcia. But before we get into that and talk about that matchup between him and Terence and him and Lomachenko, okay? If Bob Arum would have treated him right and would have signed him to a fair contract and would have promoted him the right way and not locked him into, I think it was a fixed purse, is what I was understanding. That's rumored, that he was in a fixed purse no matter who he fought in that top right contract. He was getting $300K. It didn't matter. If you would have promoted him and treated him the right way, you know, you would be able to promote him and control and help control his career. Okay? If you didn't run him off, you didn't take him to court for 2 years, you think Mikey Garcia is supposed to, oh, I forgive you, Bob Arum. You took 2 years. You took 2 years out of my career, and now I'm supposed to forget that you tied me up in court for 2 years and took 2 years out of my career. And I'm supposed to trust you and make money with you. Are you out your rabbit ass mind? Do people really believe that a lot of these brothers and sisters and guys out here ain't woke? Do they believe we ain't woke? As far as the situations, as far as we don't follow that old 70s, 50s, 30s slave master code as far as turn the other cheek. And Mikey Garcia would be a fool, Smiles. Mikey Garcia would be a fool to want to work with Bob Arum and take Bob Arum at his word. Mikey Garcia would be a fool to go over there and co-promote or sign a deal back with Top Rank. He'd be an idiot. He'd be an idiot. You know what I'm saying? Bob Arum is desperate. You know what I'm saying? PBC got him on the ropes. And when Golden Boy had Top Rank on the ropes, and then Oscar De La Hoya, and with Al Heyman, and then Oscar De La Hoya ran over there and started to make amends with Bob Arum and try to kiss Bob Arum's ass, and then he got played too. That's Mikey Garcia. That's the equivalent of that. That'll be the equivalent of Mikey Garcia going over there, kissing Bob's butt, you know, and giving Bob Arum life. Bob Arum don't have a hat to hang on for Lomachenko or Terence Crawford. They don't have any viable opponents. They talking about taking Terence Crawford to pay-per-view in 2019. Versus who? Who? Boots Putin, Ingus? Versus who? Why would you? You know, why would you go over there and try to say them? But, you know, Bob Arum had to be offering him big money, more money than he'd be making versus Errol Spence. I don't know the particulars, but right now, you know, Errol Spence believes in his abilities to beat Errol Spence more than Terence Crawford because Terence Crawford has the style that a lot of Mexican Americans and Mexican fighters fear. Let's keep it real. They fear the slick black movement of fighters like that and rhythmic music movement of Dominican, Cuban, and black fighters for the most part. You know, they always want to scream like Jose Benavidez screaming on Instagram about Terence Crawford. All he did was run. He moved too much. Well, learn how to cut the ring off. Learn how to close distance. Learn how to make him a stationary target. You know? And Mikey Garcia ain't looking to fight Terence Crawford. Let me tell you that. Mikey Garcia don't want to fight Crawford. They can scream until they blue in the face. And they brought this Crawford talk amongst themselves. But Eddie Sackback asked them about fighting Terence Crawford. And Robert Garcia said, we'll knock him out. And Big G said, the dad said, he ain't say nothing about it. Because you know Terence Crawford danced circles around Mikey in sparring and danced circles around him in the amateurs. That's a style that Mexican fighters are not comfortable with. Majority of them. I don't want to generalize them. But the majority of Mexican fighters, and it's always exceptions to the rules, they don't like black fighters that stick and move and box and move and that's slick. Mikey Garcia sees an opportunity in Errol Spence as a guy who don't box and move, a guy that don't move his head, a guy that don't have this flamboyant, slick Pernell Whitaker, you know, Floyd Mayweather, or even a Bernard Hopkins type of defense. A guy that come right in your wheelhouse, right down the pipe, might come at a couple angles and is really aggressive. He sees an opportunity for a guy that he can outbox, he can outpoint, and go to fame. Okay? That's what he sees. And Crawford, he going to have to cut the ring off on Crawford, which he did a horrible job cutting the ring off on Adrian Broner. And he got cement lead feet in some people's opinion. And he going to have to make Crawford fight. He can't beat Crawford. He believes he can beat Errol Spence because Errol Spence is a stationary target for what he believes. Errol Spence is going to be right in front of him. He's going to be able to score. And Bob Arum is telling him in his interview that I linked to the description once again. He's telling him that you crazy to fight Errol Spence. He's a junior middleweight. Terence Crawford started at lightweight. You got a better chance. Crawford is more your natural size. Errol Spence is too big. He's a junior middleweight. You know, and and trying to put the narrative out there and trying to diminish that fight. You know, as soon as they start talking about Mikey and Earl got negotiations, he wanted to talk Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. Now he's trying to get desperate and trying to talk to Mikey Garcia. He know Errol Spence ain't gonna move off the strength of his words. He know that. All right? But he know Mikey Garcia, he can get to Mikey Garcia by going through Mikey Garcia's brother. He know he can get to Mikey by having Robert talk some sense into Mikey and say, look here, take this two-fight deal, basically. You can fight Crawford, and if you lose to Crawford, the Lomachenko fight's still there as long as he's still winning. So, but what was this great promotional insight? What was this great promotional hands-on work when Mikey Garcia was top ranked? Where was this nice Bob Arum? Now he's desperate. Now he want to try to reach back out to Mikey Garcia. You know, after taking 2 years, I believe about 2 years out of his prime. Like Mikey Garcia would be a fool to work with Bob Arum at this point. He'd be a fool. And Mikey, no, it's going to have to be off the strength of Mikey. If he going to fight Terence instead of Earl, it's going to happen on Showtime or Fox. And don't forget, Walt Disney owns Fox and ESPN. So it can happen. That's what Mikey Garcia would be a fool. It's going to have to happen off his merit first. Just like, what was it, earlier this year, it was after the Lomachenko-Linares fight. You know, I'm not negotiating with Mikey Garcia. That's what Bob Arum said. I ain't negotiating with Mikey Garcia. Either he takes the deal or don't take the deal. That's what he said. Now all of a sudden, you in a position of weakness. You don't have nobody to fight Lomachenko or Crawford. All of a sudden, you want to kiss his ass now. All of a sudden, you want to try to diminish the fight. Oh, he can't beat Errol Spence. You know, Errol Spence is really a junior middleweight. He need to fight Terence Crawford. Look, Crawford could have been a welterweight. Let's keep it real. All this fake weight bully shit that everybody pushing. Terence Crawford was 177 pounds after he beat Julius Indongo, bro. That's 30 pounds over the welterweight limit, man. What do you call that? 30 pounds over the welterweight limit. What do you call that? What do you call that? Do you call that weight bullying? He was 30 pounds before Terence Crawford, before Mikey Garcia fought Sergey Lipinets in the first camp. He was 177 pounds. 170 pounds. ES News weighed him in. He said, how much you weigh? Right before the original Lipinets fight in February. How much you weigh? 170 pounds. That's 23 pounds over the welterweight limit. That's 23 pounds. So what is you saying? What are they saying about this size differential? All these fighters fight way above their natural weight. Way above your natural weight. Right. So all of them big as hell. So don't let that fool you because dudes are squeezing down and killing themselves, and eventually it's going to take a toll on their body to make lightweight, to make 140 pounds. These dudes is killing themselves. Between fights, they walking around as light heavyweights and cruiserweights and squeezing back down. So don't push that BS narrative about the size. Crawford is just as big as anybody else. Mikey is just as big as anybody else. Roberto Duran was at lightweight, walking around at what, 170, 180 pounds. So no, you can give me that BS about the size disadvantage. All these dudes could be fighting. You know, if people fall closer to their natural weight, these dudes would be at 160, 154. Guys at 160 would be at fucking cruiserweight, and everybody else damn near be at heavyweight. So don't feed me into that narrative. Now he says if he loses, okay. If he loses, the Lomachenko fight will still be there for him. He can come back down and fight Lomachenko. All right. Obviously, like I said, they trying to, you know, boost the profiles of their fighters up because they don't have the fighters to boost their profile up. All they gonna be doing is fighting low risk, high reward fights over at ESPN. They don't have the fights at lightweight to satisfy Lomachenko. I heard his contract is coming up soon. They'll re-sign him, so I'm not worried about that. But they don't have Tank Davis. They don't have Mikey Garcia. They don't have Robert Jr. They don't have nobody to do that. They don't have Gary Russell. He said he wanted to move up to fight Lomachenko and get that rematch. They don't have anybody to suffice. They don't have anybody to fight Lomachenko. Okay? Pedraza, that ain't a fight nobody really care about. Oh, it's a unification bout. Spare me. It's one of the worst unification bouts I've seen, even for this era. Okay? But it's desperation, you know, a desperate move from Bob Arum here. A desperate move. Now, obviously, they throwing numbers at Mikey through Robert Garcia, or he could be calling Mikey directly talking to him. But if I'm Mikey Garcia, I'm sitting there like, where was this at when you was trying to force me to fight Gamboa and trying to set me up to lose versus Gamboa? Where was this at when you was trying to force me to sign a contract extension? You know, when my contract was up, or this and that. Where was this at when y'all, you know, milked me in the court of law all for 2 years? Now you want to be nice? You know, for me to go over there to fight, I'm gonna need 30 million between the two fights. I'm gonna need 15 million per fight. I'll price myself. Bob Arum ain't going out his way to pay nobody. And what he trying to do, it sounds like he's trying to tie Mikey Garcia into a top-ranked contract. No way he let Garcia go over there and fight both of them guys. But maybe he does because he feels that both of his guys will beat Mikey Garcia, especially after Terence Crawford beats Mikey Garcia, because there's no doubt in my mind that Terence Crawford beats Mikey Garcia. And he figured Mikey Garcia got to go all the way 12 pounds back down. Was it 12 pounds back down to fight Lomachenko. He figured Crawford beat him up, then he got to kill himself to make weight. Lomachenko can win and will win because Mikey will be weight drained or whatever situation may be. His confidence will be nuked from Terence Crawford. Even if he get a tune-up or two and build his confidence back up at 35, he feels that it's a win-win situation for him. And both his fighters' profiles get boosted off of Mikey Garcia. You know, and that's a simple fact of it. It's a desperation move now. He tried to offer the Errol Spence fight after saying he didn't want Errol Spence fight till the end of 2019. Now he's trying to throw a Hail Mary at Mikey Garcia. And first he tried to throw a Hail Mary at Sean Porter. Most people don't know that. I heard as soon as Sean Porter won, beat Danny Garcia, won the WBC, he offered Sean Porter a contract to come to Top Rank, a multi-year contract to fight on Top Rank, and offered him the Terence Crawford fight. So he wasn't 100% sure Terence Crawford can beat Sean Porter, because if you could, you just offer him a one-fight deal knowing Crawford going to beat the hell out of Sean Porter. He offered him a multi-fight contract. So he shot his shot at Sean Porter first. Then he shot another shot at Errol Spence. He missed. Now he's shooting his other shot at Mikey Garcia now, praying that Mikey Garcia can save his company, can save his fighters' careers, because both Lomachenko and Crawford ain't no spring chickens. Crawford just turned 31. Lomachenko somewhere around that neighborhood too. You know, next thing you know, he's going to be shooting his shot at Keith Thurman. And after that, it's over with. Then what he going to do? Because neither one of them can move up and move down. Crawford moved to 54. Ain't shit up there for him but ass whoopings and PBC fighters. Lomachenko move up. Ain't nothing up there but for Josh Taylor reaches progress. It's tough fights for him. You know, so like I said before, this desperation for Bob. And like I say, man, you know, it is what it is. You know, Mikey Garcia be a fool. You know, my 2 Chainz was he'd be a fool to work with Bob Arum again after how they treated him. He'd be a fool. He'd be an absolute fool to work with them again. You know, after they took 2 years out of his prime. I wouldn't do it. No, but I linked the interview in the description once again. Salute Goodfellas Sports TV. I definitely appreciate everybody for coming in. Don't forget, we got the Facebook group, the Facebook like page, still the Boxing Clinic and more on there. And we on Twitter, Goodfellas Sports TV. All those links are in the description as well. Reach out to me in the email. That link's in the description. Want to know where the intro music came from? That link's in the description. Want to make a donation to the page? That link's in the description. Salute to everybody that does donate. Appreciate it. Salute to everybody that follows me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and in the Facebook group. Salute. Y'all can DM me video requests, add me video requests, questions, or we got stories you want me to talk about. Go ahead and shoot me those as well. And we're going to continue to talk boxing and sports. Check out our playlist and be on the lookout for the PBC announcement tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time about their Fox schedule and our new sports show announcement coming really, really soon. Y'all know what the business is. Goodfellas Sports TV, CJ Goodfellas, one time for the one time. And